This morning, I want to talk with you about someone which is very special for everyone. I'm going to talk about David, the king of Israel. And it's amazing when we start talking about him, We find so many things happening, so many stories happening around him, which is, some of them, they are very, very important, and some of them, they are just part as a king of Israel. I don't know if you like to read the stories of the Bible. I don't know if you enjoy the stories of the Bible, but I love it. I never stop reading because there's always something you can think about. It doesn't matter how many times you read the story, the Bible, it never stops. There is always something very special. Even when you are happy, or you're sad, or you can't think about anything, you got problem. But if you read the Bible, then you can find something there which is very important for yourself. And this is one of the things I would like to read it to you. I would like to talk about. Chapter 11 in 2 Samuel. The story we're going to see it starts in chapter 11 and it's finished part of them in chapter 12. Because if you keep reading the 2 Samuel, you have to get until about 16, and the story is starting in 11, it's full finish. But as we're going over, when we read the first two verses, we find there is something special in this chapter. So, thank you, brother, for reading the first two verses. David, I don't know if he was tired or I don't know what happened. As a general of the army in Israel, he was always there fighting wherever and with, again, anyone. He was always there at the front of the army. But this time, he decided to go and rest and send his best general, Joab, to go and fight against the Ammonites. And he went back to Jerusalem to rest. And when we start seeing this chapter, we can see the story. Very sad and with so many consequences, which is amazing to read it. And this story, it helps us today to know what happened in our life. Because we are getting into different things, sometimes we got a lot of problems. Sometimes we are very happy. We are doing anything we can to be happy. I had a really beautiful week this week myself. I'm going to share with you because it's the way it happened to everyone. I had a beautiful week. It started on Sunday because it was my birthday. And my family gave me a big surprise, and I was really happy. I began with my little one, my grandson, my granddaughters, and my children, and we had a beautiful day together. And the whole week it's been just like that. And today is going to be the finish, okay? Because we're going to have lunch together when I get back home. And I was really happy with what happened, you know. But sometimes when we live different scenes every single day, we act on a different way. All depends on what we are doing and what happened to us every single day. And David started his holiday. We put just, aside, resting in his palace. Later in the afternoon, he get up, start walking on the top of the house, on the top of the palace. I think the palace maybe was in a hill, so he can go and walk on top and see all the beautiful places around the palace. But as he walked around, he found something. And I started looking at what he saw down in another place, in another house near the palace. It was a lady taking her bath, just cleaning herself. And it was a beautiful lady. It called David's attention. But that wasn't enough for him. He just sent someone and said, go and find who is that lady. I want to know her. I want to see who is that lady. And a person went there and he found out who was that lady. Bathsheba. La hija de Eliam. La esposa, the daughter of Eliam, and the wife of Uriah. One of the best soldiers of the king. The Bible said it was 37 men in his army, which was special to the king, because it was always around him. 37 persons, the best soldiers of the army. And Uriah was one of his special soldiers. Then he take decision. As we keep reading the Bible, the chapter 11, we found out that just to know who was her, it wasn't enough for him. It wasn't enough. He just sent a messenger and said, bring it here. And we know what happened really in the story. It looked like it was a bully or something like that. I don't know. He just pushed her to come along. He sends someone to bring it on. Even if she doesn't like it, just bring her in. And we know all what happened. He slept with her. And after that, the woman just tried to clean his filthiness and go back to her place. And David kept just doing what he had to do. Then he get a message from Bathsheba. And this message shined everything. Because what she told him, it was a big problem for him as a king of Israel. She told him, I'm pregnant. And then David starts thinking about, and I can imagine what he was thinking about. What am I going to do now? And this time when he starts thinking about what I'm going to do now, it just teaches us. We usually start thinking about things like that when we are in problem. When we got troubles, work, family problem, or whatever. We start thinking, what are we going to do now? And we start planning. And today, we say we've got plan A, plan B, and plan C, and we keep going on. So if the first one is no good, then we're coming back to the second one, and so on, so on, so on. And sometime, we don't even think about what the Lord can do for us. He can take care of us. It doesn't matter where you are, what sort of problem you got. He can take care. If this morning one of you got a problem, talk to the Lord. Look for His help. He is willing to help you. But He's not going to do it if you don't ask. But if you ask, you have to remember, the Lord say, ask and I will give you. And David starts thinking about what I'm going to do now. He didn't even talk to the Lord. Because from the beginning, he acted the wrong way. He took the wrong way. He should have been with the army of his people, as usually was. But this time, he didn't. And now, because of that, he started doing the wrong thing. Then he said, okay, I'm going to ask my general to send me Uriah to me. So he sent a message and asked him to send Uriah, Bathsheba, husband, to him. And he had a plan for him. And this was, I call it plan number one. The plan he had for the husband of the lady was just to bring it from the battle where he was, 60 kilometers away from the place, from Jerusalem. So he came back. And when he came back, he went straight away into the palace. And then he asked, how is Joab? Is he all right? How is the people? They are all right? And how is the war? How is the battle? Is all right? And then Uriah said to him, yes, everything was all right. And then he said, okay, go back to your place, to your house. Wash your feet and rest. You had a long journey, 60 kilometers he walked just to get back to the palace. You must be tired. So get back home. Wash your feet and rest. This was plan number one. He knew. No, he knew. He was thinking. He was thinking if Uriah get back, he might want to go home. I don't know how long he was without being at home with his wife. So he might be happy to get back and go home. That's what he was thinking about. David. That's what he said. Go home, wash your feet, and rest. Because it was a reason behind all this thinking about. He said, well, he's gonna get home, he's gonna rest, and he's gonna sleep with his wife. And my problem will be finished. I don't have to worry about, because he is going to sleep with her. Why he was thinking something like that? Because usually in those days, when a man is asleep with his wife, clean up his feet and go and sleep with her. That's why he was thinking, that's the way it's going to solve this problem. But he didn't know something. He didn't know what sort of person was this beautiful man. I can't say any other word. But this man was a man so good, you know. It was amazing what he did. Rather than go home, he went to the bottom of the palace, where the army who cared for the palace sleep and stayed there. And he went there and slept with them. Even when he left the king, he sent to his place food from the house of the king for him, so he can enjoy. Stay with his wife, eat good food from the king. But he didn't go there. He just slept with the rest of the army who take care of the palace. And then, as we read the story, he said, early in the morning, next day, someone from the barrack or the army came along and said, Uriah, he didn't go back home. He slept with us. He didn't go there. And he was saying, wow, he didn't like it. And then he asked the men, tell him to come along and to see me. And then when he came, he said, why you didn't go to your place? Why you didn't go and rest and sleep with your wife? And then he said, and revealed to David what kind of person he was. How can I go there? Have a good time in my house with my wife. How can I go there when the army is battling 60 kilometers away from here? How can I go there? The ark is there with us. The general of the king is there. Maybe they're going to die or whatever, but I can't go there. I can't stay with my wife. I should have been there. And this man showed David what sort of person he was. Uriah was an Ethio. He wasn't a Jew one. He wasn't a Jew. He was from Ethio. Born in a place outside the Israel people. But when the Israelites took the place, he became part of Israel too. But that wasn't enough for him. He believed in what he was teaching about God. He believed and he accepted whatever they teach him. And he was really a good person. He believed in God with the heart. And everything he did, it was just because the Lord is asking him to think about, to do it, and to reveal in himself. The Lord was with him. How can I go there to my wife when my people is battling over? He didn't go there because of that. Uriah, we know, I don't know if you know or no, but all our name, it got a meaning behind, you know. My name is Juan, okay? Until now, I don't know what Juan mean, really. But usually when we become father of a girl or a boy, we start thinking about what name are going to put to him or to her, you know. And we look and we choose name. And sometimes we just choose name and we choose the meaning of the name. Isn't it true? Yes, no. And we choose, we look until we found one name which is really not just beautiful as a name, as a meaning. The father of Uriah, he did the same. He put his name, and his name means my Lord is my life. The Lord is my life. And that, it was part of his name. But not just part of his name, it was part of his life. Every single day. No just a bit like this today, tomorrow I'll be different, or an hour or two. No. He was just every single day of his life, the Lord was his life. And he showed David the kind of person he really was. David not happy with him. He said, stay here a few more days. Plan number one, didn't work. Then he was thinking, plan number 2. I'm going to ask him, I'm going to invite him to eat with me and to drink with me. And he went and he did that. And he eat, he drink, and we know what happened at the end. He was drunk. And he was thinking, oh, he's going to go there, for sure. For sure he's going to go to his place. How many, as we go through the Bible, we find many things like this, which has happened in the life of a few people. We know Lot. Lot had 2 daughters. When he was taken out with the angel of Sodom and Gomorrah, he left with his wife and 2 daughters. But his wife, she didn't care about what the angel told her to do. Don't look back, just walk forward. She was thinking about what she had back in Sodom. And he looked, and that was it. It became a statue of salt. Then was Lot and his 2 daughters. And they went to live in a place close as he was thinking. He didn't think about what's going to happen. He said, I want to go here because it's closer. And then ended up living in a cave with his 2 daughters. And the daughter starts thinking about what's going to happen to us. We are alone. There is no man around this area. We got no family. What happened with Abraham? What happened with the people who was around Abraham? They didn't remember. They didn't think about them. Then one said, look, we're going to give our father something to drink. And they did it once, again, and again, and again, until he was drunk. And then he said, I'm going to sleep with him. Next day, she said, well, I did it last night, you do it now. And they did the same. They drank him again, and they did it. And we know, out of that action of the 2 daughters, become the worst people in those days, the Ammonites. The one who Urias and Joab was fighting right now when this story of David happened. Those people become from then, from these 2 daughters of Lot. And what they did, they gave his father drink until he was drunk. That was David was thinking too. That's what he made him drunk so he can go home. But he didn't know. He didn't think about what sort of person real was Uriah. He didn't go home. He went back to the barrack down in the palace and slept there. Plan number 2, no good. Again, he was thinking. Plan number 2, it wasn't no good. Then he said, all right, come to me, get back to the world, get back to the army. He wrote a letter and said, here you are, give it to Joab when you get back to the camp. I don't know if you've been in front of a very important decision during your life. Where you are, you have to take a decision which way you're going to do it. Because it's very important, the decision you're going to take. And then it comes to your mind, and come to my mind too, well, if I do this, maybe be all right, maybe no, or do this, and so on, so on. We always start thinking about, we are talking even with the wife, with the brother, with the friend, before we take a decision. And then the time comes back when we take the decision. Sometimes we do it a right decision, sometimes we do it a wrong one. And because of that, at the end of the day, we have to lead, we have to deal with the consequence. And that will happen to Uriah. He got the letter, went back to the army, and gave the letter to the general without even know what happened and what was written in that letter. And what was written in that letter was a sentence: put him at the front. And when everything is very hard, and when the battle is very strong, get away from him so he can die. When we read the story of David, all through, from the moment he fought against the giant when he was a little boy until now, we never saw, we never think he's going to do something like this. But in this time, when he ran away from, with the excuse, I'm going to be resting, was the right time for the devil to use him. He didn't have anything to worry about. The army was there. They're going to send me letters. They're going to say what's going on. He didn't have to worry about it. He didn't have to say, well, you go here, you go there, do this, do that, nothing. He was doing nothing. Then the devil tied him. And what he did was a big consequence. I'm going to ask you to keep going on. Reading the rest of the story, because it's for a long time. If we keep going on with the story here, we're going to be until 3 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But the thing is, when you got time, get back to this and read the rest of 2 Samuel chapter 11 forward. Brothers and sisters, this story is something which is very important to us. The Lord has put us in a position which is really important. Sometimes we don't even think about that. But what the Lord did is this. I don't know if I can't remember how you call it, a place where you get a corner here, and there's a street there and a street here. What do you call it?
Intersection.
Sorry?
Intersection.
Yeah, okay. All right? Okay, we are here. And every single of us, we are just here. in this place. Here, and we are at the front of this corner. Okay? And then the Lord said to you, look, if you go this way, you're going just like that. And then in this way, it's going to happen this, and this, and this, and this. He instructs you everything which is going to happen if you go in this way. He doesn't leave you without any information. He gave all the information you need just to get down this way. If you want to go this way, the Lord said, you're going like that. If you're going this way, this is going to happen, this. All the information you need. So, we are here, in this corner. And then the Lord said to you, okay, you got all the information. Which way? This way? That way? Now, it's up to you. Which way you want to go? He could have said a different thing. He could have said, well, because I am the Lord, because I know everything, okay? I force you to go this way. From now on, rather than go that way, you go this way. Like it or not, you go in this way. There is no other option. But that's not the Lord. He loved you. He loved me. He loved everyone. And I said to you, my son, my daughter, here you are. You got all the information. You choose which way you want to go. It's up to you. It's up to me. David know all this thing from the beginning. And when he get to this point, at the moment he know Bathsheba, he didn't took the right decision. And the consequences, which is disastrous everywhere. When you read the Bible, at home or wherever you got time, the rest of the story, you can agree with me. He took the wrong decision. And even like that, he acted that way. He wasn't the man who the Lord chose him to become king of Israel. By the time he got to this point, he wasn't that man. He was completely different. Uriah showed him what kind of person he was. And that kind of person, he was exactly the same as he was before. Because his heart was with the Lord. Brothers and sisters, forget about what is your situation or my situation. Forget about. The Lord cares for you. And is willing to help you wherever you are and wherever the problem is. School, work, family, whatever. There is nothing impossible for the Lord. I pray this morning so we can take courage to live the way He wants us to live. But to do that, we had to do something. We had to do something. We had to do something. Because the Lord already done everything. He hasn't had to do anything. He done everything for you or for me. Now He is waiting for you and for me to do the right thing so I can be close to Him. So I can be waiting for the day when He will come. To take us and live for the eternity with Him. The Lord help you, help us to be in His side, to take Him as a light for ourselves, so we can become a light for somebody else. When that happens, brothers and sisters, this church will be full. And maybe you have to buy some more chairs. Because the Lord is amazing. The Lord is amazing. Brothers and sisters, we should become a strong church together with the Lord. Because He is willing to help you and to bless you in everything He wants. The Lord bless you and help you in everything. That's my desire for you and for myself too. Amen. We would like to say thank you, Lord, for everything you've done for us. Thank you for the opportunity to be here, praise your name, and help to grow up so we can be near to you every single day. We ask for your blessing and for your company the rest of this, your holy day. In Jesus' name we ask, Amen.
Thank you.